So this is how I have planned the today's session. So self-introduction already we had, and then I also want to, I want a volunteer from this group who will note down that what is the expectations from this session today, what exactly you want to hear from me. So let us understand it upfront. So what exactly do you expect? Then I'll give you the current scenario of AT&C losses, and the main thing is that AT&C loss calculations, there's a lot of issues which I have found when I was working in the Ministry of Power. I was the program director for Uday. So there I could see that people were not aware about how to calculate AT&C losses. There are a lot of problems used to happen. Then we'll talk about cause of the losses and loss reduction measures. I'll discuss one case study with you, and then we'll talk about next steps and way forward. So let's see how it goes. So it will be a very interactive session. I want to do it. So all of us, I mean, you need to interact. It's not going to, I'm not going to speak only. Okay. That is how it should be happening. So please interrupt whenever you want to ask questions. Otherwise, I will ask question after every slide. Okay. So that's how it is going to be. So who is going to be the volunteer? I want someone to volunteer who will note down every participant's expectations. Anyone volunteer who will note down? Are you all listening?
Sir, I will. Sushant sir here.
Okay, Sushant, you. So I mean, why don't you switch on your video? So let me. I need to know that who I'm talking. All of you switch on the video continuously. Okay. So let's do that. That's how it will be it will be interactive. Otherwise, I don't know whom I'm talking to, right? I mean, how will I talk? I mean, if I don't know who is listening on the other side. So all of you, please switch on your video so that is Nasrullah having a problem with his video? Okay, so Sushant, you have the volunteer. So note down what other people wants to. So everyone give one line each. That what you want to hear from me today. What is your expectation when you come for this kind of a training session? What do you want to learn? What I mean, end of the day. So after 2 hours of spending time together, what do you want to learn? Just one line from each one of you, and Sushant is going to note it down. So start with Uday.
Yes, sir.
What do you want to learn about AT&C losses?
Sir, we have AT&C losses means this is the losses from energy input to the distribution network and
Actually, sir is asking what is your expectation from this today's session.
Yes, sir. But we have to minimize the T&D losses. What are the recent methods we have to approach? And what are the modifications of the networks to meet the reducing the AT&C losses?
How do we reduce AT&C losses? Right, that's the question. That's the
new implementation. We have to implement the methods, sir.
Sure. Okay. Indranil, what is your expectation?
Sir, my expectation is to gain some knowledge and learn how to calculate the AT&C losses and utilize in the industry.
Okay, how to calculate AT&C losses? Okay.
How to calculate, but sir, I know formula, but this is not sufficient for. I know only formula, but I don't know how to calculate.
Right.
Very and good. Utilize in the industry, sir.
Sure. Then Sumit.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Industry related सर जो चेंज लॉस के बारे में जानने के लिए
मतलब didn't understand industrial losses. We are talking about AT&C losses in power distribution utility. We're not talking about industry.
Reduces, how to reduce, sir, TNC losses.
Okay, so the same question what Uday had. So same expectation.
Yes.
Sushant, anything from you?
Sir, actually, in current scenario, upcoming project is a revamp project, and government is focusing to reduce the AT&C loss to 12 to 15% till 2025. My expectation is how we are going to achieve the same by the upcoming project.
Very good. So you note down. So anyone else? Nasrullah? He's being silent. You can't. Is he okay? Is he accessing?
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, my name is Nasrullah, sir. I'm from APSPDCL, sir.
Okay.
My expectations from this class is how can we reduce technical and commercial losses, sir, in distribution sector? How can we brought down to below 10%, sir?
Sure. Okay. So Sushant, you have noted all the 5 points. So that's only right. We have only 5 participants. That's it.
So some are there, but due to some network issue, they are unable to connect, sir.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. We'll continue. Then we'll see. So we have noted down all these expectations. So how much is the loss? I mean, do you have any idea? Since all of you are working in power sector, what is the losses in India right now, AT&C losses? Who knows the answer? You don't have to mute. Just let it be. All of you become unmute yourself so that it's an interactive session. It's not a classroom kind of thing.
28 to 30%.
28 to 30% is all you think. Is it correct, Uday? People who are working in SPDCL, you know how much is the losses? Is that the correct loss?
Sir, I think 21 or 22, sir.
Okay, so let's hear about it. So this is the, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So this is the range for last 10 years, whatever we had the calculations of losses. So all of you are correct. So we started from 26, 25%. So now we are in the range of 20%. 20.93 is the last calculated in the. So any questions on this? So this is, so I have told you that all this I have taken from all the figure what you see is a report on performance of power utilities 2019-20 published by PFC in August 21. So this is the state-wise losses. So you can see Andhra Pradesh is already 10.77%. So you said no, that how do you want to make it below 10? That is one of the expectations someone has. I think Nasrullah mentioned that. So
Yes, sir.
if you see that, what do you see from this graph? I mean, how does it look? That national average is 20.93, whereas some states have been doing good, and about 16 states are quite high. I mean, at least not 16, at least 10, 12 states are quite high. I mean, leave aside some of those top 5, 6 who are more than 40%, 30%, 40%. And so then what in terms of numbers, I mean, loss percentage is fine, but in terms of numbers, so we're talking about 31,000 crores are the losses in distribution utilities. And if you exclude, because there's, you know that Government of India gives a lot of grants, as you rightly mentioned, revamp scheme has been announced. So if you take out those grants, because 31,000 crores is the losses after you get the grant. So if you do not take the grant, it is actually 74,000 crores. So that's the losses we have. So you know where you are. So you are from different. Actually, utility you only have Andhra Pradesh. No one from utility we have, but you know which utility you are working. Maybe some of them would be your clients. So if you see that there are some states which have done improvement and some state has deteriorated. So these are the states which has improved from the previous year. And considerable improvement. If you see some of them, Manipur, if you see from 38%, it has gone to 20%. Arunachal Pradesh is still lot to go. And these are some of the states which have further gone down. What are from the previous year to last year? Look at Nagaland, look at Jammu Kashmir. So their losses are going further down compared to previous year. So you know that wherever your client should be, so how to, even Telangana, if you see that their losses have gone up from 17.8 to 21.5. Bihar has gone from 33 to 40. So these are some of the significant losses which have gone out. Jharkhand has gone from 28 to 36. So now this is one of the expectation you had, right? So what is AT&C
Yes,
loss? So what is AT&C loss, if I want to ask you?
Aggregate technical and commercial loss.
That's the English part of it. And what is the engineering part of it? Yeah.
मीन्स सर जो टेक्निकल लॉस हो रहा है डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम में और जो कॉमर्शियल लॉस हो रहा है वो दोनों को मिला के जो लॉस हो रहा है टोटल उसको कहता है सर एग्रीगेट टेक्निकल एंड
sir, actually it is the difference between we injected the power and the amount you are collected from that.
Correct. As the input power you are giving and how much actually amount you are collecting. Uday, you have any other views?
Yes or no, sir?
Yeah.
It is the difference between energy input to the distribution network and amount collected, revenue collected from the same.
Yeah. So why do you need to calculate it? Why do you need to calculate AT&C losses?
Sir, because whenever we invest some money, we have to get the result, how much we will get the profit and how much we will get the loss. So when we any businessman invest any amount, they want the return feedback. That's why it will be.
Okay. So anyone else, any other answer? Why do you need?
Yes.
You know, there is a regulatory commission in India.
Yes, sir.
yes sir CERC
Yes.
and ACRC sir.
So regulatory commission, what they give, because as at the end of the day, Ministry of Power, as you rightly mentioned, that you are working on revamp scheme, and the target is to give the losses to reduce it by 15%. So that's the target. So unless you measure it, how do you know if you are reducing or you are increasing? Yeah. So as you all of you wanted to know the how to calculate, so I'll share this presentation with you, so you will know that. So there is a CEA had to come up with a loss methodology. How do you calculate that? So this was in 2018 August. CEA had come out. So you will get this. This is so. This is the methodology provided by CEA. So whatever anyone tells you anything, so that is all wrong. So this is the only officially approved methodology for AT&C loss calculation. So I have tried to put this table into some kind of a picture so that you know how it is being done. One of the question I think Indranil had, that how to calculate. I mean, you know the formula, but how do we calculate? So that is the process part he wanted to understand. So as you say, they said first measurement. The measurement will happen at net input energy, as all of you said, that what is the input energy is being done. Energy bill, how much I am billing to the customers. And then revenue from the sale of power. Like there's a lot of subsidy being booked. So this was a new additional thing happened because C was not there earlier. So we only used to calculate based on the D, which is amount collected. So now actually you have to calculate this. So commercial loss is C minus D. So because you are getting a lot of subsidy and other from the sale of power which you are getting. So technical loss is A minus B, which is also called T&D losses. So till before if must be heard about Mr. R.V. Sahi. He was a power secretary, so he only started the AT&C loss calculation. The concept of AT&C loss he brought into the system.